voice filter,
dog filter, snapping, and driving. 20 deadly sins to avoid on Snapchat and Instagram. Hey, I'm Chalene Johnson, New York Times bestselling author of the book Push and creator of the Marketing Impact Academy. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the results of a survey that I gave to 10,000 social media followers. I got the results right here. We got the results of the things that are most annoying to them, which will cause you to get unfollowed on Snapchat and on Instagram. Okay, so here's the deal. Number one, snapping concerts or performances. Life casting with no real purpose. So in other words, it's the people who are snapping or Instagram storying their entire life, but it really has no purpose. Number three, oh, and this is gonna bum some people out, but it's the truth. Most people said anything with
a voice filter.
Number four, the dog filter. I didn't realize people hate the dog filter. Now, again, if you're sending that to your friend, that's like a different story. But if you're posting it to your story, it bugs people. Number five, selfies with no point to them. I mean, unless you're a Kardashian, which I guess the point is then buy my lip kit. But other than that, you're just trying to look cute and it kind of wastes people's time. Number six, fake personalities. And I don't know how people are determining this, but I think it's like one of those things, like you can tell if someone's being real or not real. And especially if someone's following you on Snapchat or on Instagram stories, people want authenticity. Number seven, posting the same thing, the same routine day after day. It's like Groundhog's Day. It's like you're doing the same thing, you're making the same shake, you're drinking the same coffee, you're going to the same workout. It's like day after day after day. You gotta put some variety in there. Number eight, too many workout snaps. I don't know if that's like just my crowd is saying that, but if you're doing too many posts of individual workouts on either Snapchat or Instagram stories, people unfollow. Number nine, rarely showing your face. Now that might seem obvious, but if someone's watching you on either of those platforms, it's because they want to know like who you are, right? And so they want to connect with you, and the best way that we connect with people is by seeing your face. Number 10, snapping or taking an Instagram story photo or video of like the song that's playing on your radio. Guilty as charged. I've done that before. Apparently it bugs people. Number 11, constant complaining. Now I got to tell you, there's a few people I follow. I think they're pretty funny. The way that they complain is like kind of like a comedy routine. But apparently if you're like a Debbie Downer and everything that you are talking about in social media is like a rant or a complaint, it bums people out. They don't need that negativity and they unfollow. Number 12, daily pet videos. Again, I feel like I'm guilty of like most of these things, but I'm gonna cut back. Apparently my dogs are not as cute to everybody else, so pet snaps in moderation. Number 13, too many video clips about the same point, like get to the point. So like if there's 100 little dashes across the top on Instagram stories, people just unfollow. Number 14, too many kid snaps. Like your kids are really cute and they're really funny and really adorable to you and like their grandparents. But other than that, as with all things, like moderation. Like if you're gonna snap your kids, like let's make sure it's something either like so adorable, people cannot handle how cute it is, or really funny. Number 15, this one's really interesting. People said that they will unfollow someone if they don't use Instagram stories or Snapchat very often. And then when they do, they only post like 1 or 2 videos, which I thought was really interesting. So they don't notice if you go a couple of days without, but they do notice if when you come back, you just do a couple of posts. Here's the reasoning behind it, because I had to ask. People said, it's because this person doesn't seem like they're that invested. I have so many other people I have to watch where like the content's really important and relevant. So this is one person I can afford to unfollow. So if you're gonna come back, if you're gonna take a couple days off or a week off or a month off or whatever, that's fine, but you better come back strong. Number 16, partying or restaurant scenes. So like with all of these things, if you're like me, you're probably like, oh gosh, I've done that before too. I think it's the I've done that before is not that big of a deal. I think what people are complaining about are the people who do this all the time. And I've actually followed people who I'm like, okay, so now we're at this party. I know you, but I don't know any of these people at this party, and I don't find them that interesting. And delete, delete, delete. So moderation. Number 17, posting too many things that look like they've been produced. Like you've created a graphic and you're posting it to Instagram stories, or you've created something on your camera roll and you're posting it to Snapchat. The whole intention behind Instagram stories and Snapchat is it's supposed to be real, authentic, and in the moment. So leave the highly produced stuff to Facebook. Number 18, snapping and driving. Like, people do not want you taking videos or photos while you're driving, and they will take a moral stance and unfollow you. So keep it safe, keep your hands on the road, and only snapping or taking photos if you're in the passenger seat. Oh, this one's really funny. Number 19 is watching yourself while you're snapping. So of course I had to ask, I had to follow up to that question and say, what are you talking about? So they're talking about this, like people are like, hey guys. You know, it's like the person who, like, when they're watching themselves with their pretty filter on, they just cannot believe how pretty they look. And they're like, really, like, oh, I'm sorry, was I talking to you? Because I look so good. My hair looks so, these lips. Like, they get distracted by their own filter. So keep your eyes on the lens. Number 20 is not letting people know who you really are. And I think that's the whole point of Snapchat or Instagram stories, depending on which one you're using, or maybe you're using both. It's like, let us know who you are. If people follow you in one of those two platforms, it's because they're looking for real. All the things I just talked about in little small doses, I think is fine. But like, mainly people want to know, who are you really? Like, how do you live and how do you interact with your family? And you probably want to know, if all this stuff bugs people, what do people like seeing? I'm glad you asked, because that's coming up in my next video. I'm going to share with you all of the great stuff that people say they love. Not only does it keep you followed and your followers engaged, but the stuff I'm going to share with you in my next video is the stuff that makes people recommend you to their friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave me a comment below, or share it, or make sure you subscribe so that you know the next time I post a video up here. Because a lot of times I'll do these in volume so you can get a couple of different parts. I hope you loved it. And if you want to learn more about the Marketing Impact Academy, you can find more about that below this video.